So today we got a question from one of my students who plays butterfly, and he says basically in butterfly guard what's happening is people are disengaging and they're forcing him into positions like knee shield, knee shield like half guard instead of the butterfly guard, and so he's getting stuck there and he's having a lot of trouble getting anything going. Now his primary focuses or his primary guard for sweeping is from the butterfly, but he can't make that happen. And so I'm going to show you guys, it's a little sequence that I use from half butterfly guard to basically get the person off balance, to reconnect back to butterfly guard and get that going, and hopefully this is useful to you. As always, this is my lovely assistant, Mr. Adam Wilson. Let's get started. So basically, here's what's happening, guys. My student, he's really good at playing butterfly guard. People are kind of staying back a bit, and they end up forcing him down into a half guard, and he ends up in this like kind of knee shield position. Now, I was talking to him, and he was also getting chewed up with leg locks, right? Because he said he was having trouble with one of the guys with leg locks. So this will be a sort of a catch-all where one, we can connect this back to butterfly. Even if the person's disengaging a little bit, we can also make sure that this leg is protected. Because again, if we're playing like a knee shield, this is pretty dangerous with leg locks because you can sit back and grab the ankle here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to work on putting my foot on the inside here and getting into a half butterfly. And then what we're gonna do is, a lot of you guys have seen that giggler sweep that I do. Credit goes to Sean Roberts, who that was kind of his thing. And I think a lot of people call it the John Wayne. We call it the giggler though at the gym. Anyway, when we go for this sweep, this is a basic hip shovel motion. You stay right here, Adam. What this looks like, guys, when you get here in this position, is essentially what I'm doing is I'm gonna be scooting underneath of the person here. And so if you wanna think of it as this, we are shooting underneath and we're going, basically thinking of our hip like a shovel, and we're digging our hip underneath of the person, right? That's what we're doing. And so when we do this, from this half butterfly, what's really nice about this is, as I hit my hips under and then rock, he's gonna have to post, right? Now, again, gi or no gi, you can adjust the grips. We just need to get ourselves underneath the person. Now his hand is posted. So this gives you a couple options. One is we can get an underhook, and as he goes back to center, we can follow it back up. Two, we get the post, and as he centers back up, we can get an overhook. But understand that people are going to push right back into this position. Nobody wants to sit like this, which then would leave their leg open here for attack. I can attack the arm, there's a lot of options. So as soon as they hit, they almost always push right back, and you just want to follow that arm, either with the underhook or the overhook. Now, from this position, this is a basic butterfly principle here. Now that we've got this arm, whether it be the underhook, the belt, I said underhook, I meant the overhook, and then the underhook. Now we have to get this hand trapped, okay? Now maybe we can trap it before, but if not, we can go for an off-balance technique where we go for the sweep, kick him back up, take the grip, and now we can trap again and roll. But the sort of the key that I'm getting my student to look for is basically, instead of sitting in a knee shield, switch to a half butterfly. So let's look at it from this angle here too. As far as the grips go, in the gi, a lot of times I'll just use a bite on the pant somewhere, and this collar here. In no gi, a lot of times you can just go as simple as going for a hamstring and placing this hand right up in the armpit, because what's gonna happen is, if I'm going in, he's probably gonna try to cross face me, so going right here, I can shift off, right? And again, my hips are underneath of his, that's what we're looking for. When he starts to come back, follow him back up, trap, then we go for our sweep. Let's do it one more time from the back here so you can see. Again, the key on this movement, whether it's the gi grips, no gi grips, doesn't matter. It's the hip motion, getting our hips underneath of the person. That's what gets them off balance, okay? Everything else is secondary. This is a great entry into leg attacks too. When he comes back up, we follow him up with whatever grip we want, and then we can initiate our butterfly sweep. So to my student, Evan, there is an option for you. And again, you can try that out, see how that works for you. I told you I was gonna do a video for you, and there you go. So again, try that out. And if anybody else was having a similar problem with their butterfly guard where people were disengaging, forcing them into a knee shield and they weren't getting anything going, whether the person was attacking with leg locks or they just couldn't get the sweep going, then hopefully that helps you out as well. I'm finished. Adam?
Adam.